Rapid chess finals. It's day one of Nakamura Dubov, and they start in about 6 minutes if they start on time. 50-50. And like that. I don't think there's any other events. And then on Saturday, which is in 5 days, St. Louis is having another clutch tournament. I think it's a clutch tournament. And I was told that Wesley So is playing Magnus Carlsen in the first match. That's on Saturday. And that has more players than the previous clutch tournament, which only had the top 4 Americans. This has either 8 or 12 players. Not sure. Not sure what time of day that is. Usually it's later than the European tournaments. But maybe it won't because there'll probably be some Europeans playing. Anyway, this event that we're doing now is either going to be today and tomorrow, or if it's one match each, today, tomorrow, and Wednesday. And then, yeah. And then Saturday starts the St. Louis tournament. Yeah. I mentioned this about 2 weeks ago. There's some television show on TBS that's aired Friday night at midnight. It has to do with streaming and Twitch. And they're going to interview me this Friday sometime between 3 and 5. I'm not sure if it'll be on that show or the next week. I don't know. I'll let you know when I know. So either this Friday or next Friday night at midnight on TBS, I'll be one of the guys they're talking to about, Twitch and chess and such. Mainly in such. Yeah. And so forth. And to refresh. Okay, we have viewers. I refreshed. Good morning, everybody. Even if it's not morning. Hopefully they start on time. Karen's coming in a few minutes. She'll probably be here in about 5 minutes. Yeah. Yay, Perrier. I think after this Perrier, there's one more Perrier. And then we're supposed to get 48 more Perrier this week. But I don't know if it'll come tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I have a couple of teas left that people gave me. Those Pure Leaf. I think they're Pure Leaf. I'm going to have to start drinking that. Terrible. Go Dubov. Go somebody. Yeah. All right, they're supposed to start in about 3.5 minutes. I guess we could call it pi minutes. At some point in the next week, if we get it organized, I'm going to play a match with Hans Niemann for charity. The loser, guess that's Hans' nickname now, has to give the winner's charity $500. And he said he has to get 10 points and I have to get 3. So I guess I'll have to figure out what charity he's giving it to. Hopefully I'll win 3-0 because then he can be laughed at until my throat is sore. Yeah. That's me. The man, the myth, the legend, Dubov. Have you watched Epstein documentary on Netflix? Pretty bad spelling of Epstein. I don't know. Probably not. Magnus is always losing on purpose. I don't know what time control we're playing. I have no idea. I wouldn't say he's higher rated or confident. I think he's just a stupid kid. Most people are stupid. I think he ranks pretty high. So, yeah. He's the overconfidentest. I lost viewers. What happened? Terrible. When will the Hans match take place? Whenever it takes place. Have you watched the last episode of Rick and Morty? I have. I watched it last night about 1:30 in the morning. My time. That is correct. Now we won't see Rick and Morty for a while. Now I'm sad. Hikaru didn't play Magnus yesterday, so I can't. There's the recap. They didn't play. Yeah. All right, we're going to start in about a minute and a half. No, I'm not doing recap videos. You have to watch them live or watch them on Twitter. It's hard for me to believe I have 48 viewers. I'm going to have to refresh. I don't believe it. 53, I don't believe that either. Let's see. Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. I don't think I had 84, now I have 53. Yeah. All right. Looks like they're here. Let's see. The truth hurts. Ooh, hey. Yeah, the good timing. They start in about a minute.
Okay.
Already banned about 20 people.
Oh.
All right, here we go.
Get my stuff in. How do you ban?
I ban you. You ban me. You're the worst chat in history. So this match is pretty equal because the players are both 1,500, as you can see from their ratings. So nobody's really a favorite. Now, Hikaru had the better score in the preliminaries. He came first, and Dubov came seventh. So he got to pick what color he had in the first game, and he picked black. When asked why, he said, always bet on black. And everything I said was true until the very last sentence. Yeah. Go Dubov. At least 10 viewers, that's right. The volume is not low. Turn your volume up on your computer. Yeah. If you're not sure how, have a small child help you. Let's see, who else is streaming? Rufus, Doofus, the triplet. How do you explain Dubov coming in seventh but crushing Ding and Sergey? You just explained it. Yeah. Go Dubov. All right, so Dubov's white. So far, I could have white in this position. This is what I do. Although I play knight c3 on move 3, so this would be transposing into what I did. I normally take on f6, but I used to play bishop h4. I wonder if Hikaru is going to play the Lasker or the Tartakower. If he plays e3, we're going to find out. We're not going to find out because he can't play knight e4 now. I guess he won't play the Lasker. Go Dubov. Yay. Always play queen c2. That is correct. We have very few viewers today. It's too early in the morning. You guys were out late protesting. They were really protesting in Norway. It was shocking. They were like, we want Magnus in the final. Man, that's too bad. c5 is a fine move. b6 is a fine move. Knight bd7 is a fine move. d takes c4. Hikaru played the most aggressive move. Yeah, I always play e3 in that position. Queen c2 prevents the Lasker variation. So that's, somewhat interesting. Something. I'm surprised Dubov played queen c2 and doesn't know how to reply to c5. c5 is the most testing move. In the queen c2 Nimzo Indian, for example, when black plays c5, he's attacking the pawn. Okay, he played dc. That's usually what you do. You like to take on c5 when they've already moved their bishop somewhere. And you don't want them to take on d4. And Hikaru took on c4. Now Dubov can castle queenside, but he has to play rook d1 and then move his king around the rook. Some software doesn't allow that. I'm not sure what Chess24 software does. Okay, he played e3. He wants to take on c4. And again, the issue that black has in a lot of queen's gambits, whether it's accepted or declined, or as people in the chat like to say, refused, is this bishop on c8 is not very good. And that starts a domino effect, because as we all know, dominoes isn't very good. So bishop on c8 makes the rook on a8 not good. So black's always trying to get these pieces out, and if he can get them out to reasonable squares, then he's equalized. EHKH has subscribed. Good, good. That's right. I'm slightly surprised that Hikaru took on c4. I thought he would attack the pawn with either knight d7 or knight a6. And taking's okay. It's just not the most exciting move. I guess he didn't want Dubov to castle queenside. John Spielman is alive. That's correct. The question is John Spielman commentating in Russian or English? There's no evaluation bar. That's right. You guys like that. All right, we'll give evaluation, and we'll change the scene. That is correct. Okay, Hikaru played knight a6. Normally, I would expect that before taking on c4. Dubov took on c4. Naka took on c5. And once again, the only problem black has is this bishop here. Is Hikaru going to try to play bishop c6? Is he going to play b6, bishop b7? Is he going to play a6, b5, bishop b7? The answer is fries. Hikaru played a6. So if over the next 6 or 7 moves, this bishop gets to a good square, then black has equalized. And if it doesn't, and it stays here for the next, many moves, then white's going to have a nice advantage. Black has a problem with his queen. There's not really a good square for it. It's going to get harassed if it goes to a6, a5 or b6. It can get harassed on c7. It's pretty safe on e8, but that's pretty passive and blocks the rook. So the engine wants to play queen e8. Probably Hikaru doesn't want to play that, but you don't want to lose your queen. So probably a good idea to play that. Problem with playing black in this position is it's very difficult for black to win. Black is just slightly worse because it's the same pawn structure and he's behind in development. So if black gets what he wants, then it's a draw. So that's unfortunate if you like to win, that the best result you could hope for is a draw. Although after bishop e2, I don't see any problems for black. Obviously, he wanted to play b5 attacking the bishop, then bishop b7. $2.99. Yay. I've been banned for helping someone out for a week now. I'm not sure what that means, but thanks for the $2.99. Hello. Yeah. I don't know, you wrote some long soliloquy. I don't know. 327 viewers. That's better. So the first game is pretty boring, which sometimes happen in these matches. It's not an exciting first game. And Hikaru can play b6, b5, or bishop d7. Bishop d7 is probably the least likely since he played a6. I'm guessing b5 is the most likely. And then bishop b7, rook c8, and black is equal. So white didn't get any advantage from his early queen c2. And this is why I guess Hikaru took black the first game. Yeah. Now, Dubov doesn't have a lot of draws, especially in the quarterfinals and semifinals. He had more draws in the prelims. And this is pretty boring. Hikaru, conversely, has a lot of draws in all parts of the stages and doesn't have a lot of losses. He's probably lost like 2 games in the previous 20 or so. Illustrak has subscribed. Good, good. Where's the Dubov emote? Ask Karen.
I can do it in a minute. I don't have one.
B4 was played attacking the knight. Hikaru saw it. Played B6, which is mildly surprising, but okay, B6 is good. P4, and always retreat. Instead of defending his pawn, he played knight to D4. And Hikaru wants to play bishop to f3, attacking the rook, and knight c6, and so on. Bishop takes b4 is not recommended because of bishop f3 and knight c6. So Hikaru completed development. Problem with b4 is attacked, and the knight on c3 isn't defended. So it's a little weakening. And he played queen b2, which is good. It gets off of this file, and it protects the b-pawn. Black is very passive and very solid. And Hikaru, when he was in his teens, he didn't play like this. And now that he's one of the older players, he is playing passive and solid, especially with the black pieces. And he's just, getting equal positions, and he defends them pretty well. So he's making the transition to an old player. And when he was younger, he just played like a lunatic and got weird positions. Then he outcalculated his opponent and beat them. $5. What's my favorite Pulp Fiction scene? Man, my favorite Pulp Fiction scene, I don't know. They're all so good. I don't know. I don't have a favorite scene. They're all too good. Obviously, I like the scene with the sword, and I like when they're in the apartment, John Travolta and Samuel L. Jackson, and so forth. I mean, I like all that stuff. So, okay, queen b2 is good. Defends the pawn, gets out of this. And, white just has a space advantage. White has a nice knight on d4. Pawn on b4 is stopping this. But Hikaru has all his pieces out, and he has a nice bishop. So white is slightly better. Played rook c8, getting his rook to the open line. So white wants to play b5 and get access to c6 and advance. The problem with that move is it gives away the c5 square. So as Bobby Fischer once said, you got to give away squares to get squares. So he might play b5 later, or he'll threaten to play b5. The problem black has is this queen on e8 is sort of stuck, blocking the rook on f8. He'd like to jump over his queen. Now, Nakamura could play rook d8. When the game started, he couldn't do that because his rating was 1,500. But the people running the show must be really impressed because now Nakamura is 28-29. So now he can play rook to d8. Yeah. Overdose scene's really good. I agree. Super GM powers are strong. That's correct. So this isn't what I expected from Dubov. He's playing very solid, trying to get a slight edge with white and squeeze. And that's not usually how he plays. He usually plays sort of reckless and plays for a big attack and sacrifices and confuses the opponent. Here he's just playing very normal, solid chess. 100 sen to dues. Yeah, that was long and complicated, but thanks for the 100 sen to dues. All right, 420 viewers. Yay. We showed society. Clock froze. No. Gulami. Proto-humanist gave 200 sen to dues. Good, good. And he didn't give the long speech, so that was good. Yeah. Have I ever been to Romania? I have not. Yeah. Well, knight h7 is not a good square for the knight. So, yeah. Problem with putting the queen on e7 is, I could play bishop d6 at some point. So that's also risky. So Dubov can play bishop g3 here, b5, a4, rook a c1. And he's having a long thing to figure out what he wants to do. And more importantly, what Hikaru can do to extricate his pieces from their passive positions and try to prevent him from doing that. Okay, he played b5, giving away the c5 square to Hikaru, threatening to take this pawn. And he also has the c square for his knight. So that's the most aggressive move. That's the Dubov that we know. Keldan Chess subscribed and said, keep up the great commentary. Thank you. Favorite breakfast food dish? I don't know. Something vegan. Why is the clock not moving? These games are being played on Chess24. They're not being played on chess.com. So they're just estimating the clock times. I wouldn't worry about the clock. I'd look more at the position. What we needed right before Hikaru played Queen E1 check, winning the rook against Magnus, was Al Michaels to show up and say, do you believe in miracles? Yes. It's good timing because it was the semifinals, just like when the U.S. beat Russia. Another train. Thanks, Suit Maker. I do not teach. Did I say extricate? Doesn't sound like me. 9 centidues. That's the scam train I know. What about A takes B5? That was recommended by Hart. Right? You know their famous song, right? What about A takes B5? It's a good song. Yeah. Well, somebody said, what about A takes B5? Okay, Hikaru played A5. So this is very interesting. Black has domination of C5, and white wants to play knight C6. So white's better. White has more space. Black's rook on F8 isn't great. Its pawn structure is pretty symmetrical. The engine doesn't like knight A4 at all because it gives up these key center squares. So now black can play knight D5 and equalize pretty comfortably. If he plays knight D5 before B5 was played and I take it, you got to watch it. You can't, now knight D5 and black wants to trade pieces and ease the defense. So this knight is sort of stuck on A4. It puts pressure here, and Dubov is hoping the pressure here is going to be too much for him to bear. Tombstone. I'm a sub. Good. All right, we have a hype train, also known as the scam train. It's best of 3 matches. So they play today and tomorrow and possibly Wednesday. The next tournament after this that I'm doing commentary is another tournament from St. Louis. I think it's also a clutch tournament, but I'm not sure. And I've been told on Saturday when the event starts, I think the event's like 10 days long, Wesley So plays Magnus in the first round. And those aren't even the best players. So that's a tough tournament. 100 centidues. Hooray. Thanks, Bouncy Sloth. Yeah, this is not as exciting as I expected from these two players. This looks like Korchnoi-Karpov from, their 1978 match. Right, sweetie? Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right, Hikaru played knight D5. And now it seems pretty equal because if he trades on E7, the queen can get out. Then the rook can go to D8. And after bishop G3, we can play bishop F6. I want to go back and explain myself a little further. In this position before B5, if black ever plays knight d5 and I take it, you can't take with the bishop because this pawn's hanging. And taking with the pawn's terrible. So knight d5 wasn't an excellent choice in a lot of positions. But now after these two moves that white played, giving away d5, now knight d5 is great. So the gawking rabble wanted to play knight h7, bishop here, here, but obviously the knight's better here. And now black is, has a pretty easy defense, I think. 400 cent to do's from Soup Maker. Hooray. It is boring and pedantic, that's correct. You've been promoted to gawking rabble. That is correct. What a promotion. Okay, bishop takes e7, queen takes e7. Wild Rumpus gifted a sub. Good, good. Yeah, now white has no advantage because my queen can go to b4, my rook can go to d8, I have c5. Yeah, knight a4 wasn't good. Bishop f3 was played, pinning the knight to the bishop. The engine says this move is quite bad because black can play rook c4. And he didn't do that, but the bishop is controlling the c4 square. Now it's not. So rook here attacks the knight. The knight doesn't have a lot of places to go to. And then we can double up on the bubble up and so forth. After rook c4, the engine actually prefers black. He played knight c5, which is more of an equalizing move, trading all the pieces off. Papa John's. Go Scam Train. People of the world, join in. Looks like Hikaru's been working on his knight moves. Better keep working at him. That's right. Gowrie is correct. I thought Grandmaster Gowrie was streaming. What happened? Knight c5, rook c5. These guys really are super GMs. They trade pieces at every turn. I'm the best. Naka Johns. Yeah. That's like the definition of nasty pizza. Naka Johns. Yeah. Harsh. You know what kind of pizza they have at Naka John's? Extra crusty with extra cheese. Yeah. Harsh. It's too exciting. Stop. Yeah, that was weird. I mean, Dubov had a nice position, and he gave away d5 and c. He gave all the squares away. Knight here, bishop here, and then Hikaru escaped and has a fine position. If anything, black's position's preferable now. Yeah, b5, knight a4, bishop f3. Dubov's no Karpov. Dubov likes to, mix it up. He doesn't like to slowly squeeze his opponent. No wonder Carlson said he wasn't going to watch this match. Did Carlson get the diapers we sent him? Can you check Amazon and see if they got delivered? No. All right, there's a Dubov kind of move. Not very good, but exciting. Yeah. All right, Grandmaster Gowrie's getting into it. Give it away like an Arizona State, yada, yada. Arizona State, that's a good, All right, takes, knight c6. Takes. Now, we have these discussions on stream a lot, whether these passed pawns that are very far advanced are going to queen or they're going to get captured. That one's going to get captured. $10. Thanks, goddamn 23. I mean, GDM 23. You're welcome. Yeah, almost every stream, somebody has a pawn on the 5th, 6th, or 7th rank, and we wonder if it's going to queen or get captured. Well, this isn't much of a wonder. That pawn's not good. Now, obviously, you don't take it right away, because white can take that. But you don't want him to take the knight and then take on b6. So queen c7 does everything. Defends the b pawn, attacks this pawn again. And white is really struggling here because he's going to lose this pawn for sure and just be down a pawn. So very poor play from Dubov after getting an opening advantage. The last 5 moves have been, I don't know, shallow and pedantic, I guess. Gowry's donating money. Now, Grandmaster Gowry, I hope you're sitting down. The last stream I did, or maybe it was 2 streams ago, I don't know. Naroditsky donated 500 centidues. I was shocked and appalled. All right, the hype train ended. We tried and we failed miserably. Thanks, Gowry. Thanks, 5-inch Taint. Thanks, the Assassin Cat. Yeah, knight c6 is quite a poor move. It's actually playing very bad. Yeah. He missed queen c7, maybe. Queen c7 is the only good move, but yeah, maybe he thought he would just be slightly better or equal here. But yeah, this is very bad play from him. Stefan Kahn gifted a sub. Hooray. The lesson is never try. That's right. Yeah, this was, I mean, 8 moves ago, black couldn't move and was slightly worse, and now black's a pawn up for nothing. Things change. So Dubov's going to be struggling to draw because he doesn't have any compensation for a pawn. And he can't really make any threats. There's like nothing on the board. There's no forks or spoons or knives or chopsticks. That's right. What else? All right, so Naka's happy. He's up a pawn. He has more time than his opponent. The position's turned around. There's a lot of trading, so it's not super difficult. The engine wants to take with a pawn so that if he takes this way, the pawns are connected. Otherwise, after queen takes, I can take, and this pawn's isolated. But both are good for black. Very poor, a lot of bad moves from Dubov. Knight a4 is bad. Bishop f3 is bad. Knight c6 is bad. Man. Okay, Hikaru took with the queen. The engine prefers taking with a pawn. Now it says white is okay because these pawns are weak instead of, you know, they're not beetle-like pawns. They don't come together. They're separate but unequal. And the game is most likely going to be a draw now. Hikaru probably should have taken with a pawn on c5. Black has an extra pawn, but these pawns are both weak. Two chopsticks, that's right. No bishops. That's right. Yeah. Dubov does look quite young. Queen d6. So he can block here, he can block here, or he can make luft. Making luft seem like the safest. He doesn't get mated. So queen d4, rook d1, and queen b5, I think, are the main moves. Queen b5 is not an engine move. That's one of the moves I would consider if I was white, because it threatens rook c6. That's funny, when you said you feel like making luft to you, I thought of 2 songs. Yeah, they both have the same lyrics. Yeah, that's weird. Who would have thunk it? Bad Company is correct, and the other one is Is it Roberta Flack? That's the time I feel like making love to you. Is that Roberta Flack? I don't know who that is.
That might be.
Somebody. It's not Ginger GM. Yeah, Bad Company, Roberta Flack. I never thought I'd have them in the same sentence. Huh. All right, Queen D5 is what I thought, so that must be bad. Yeah, D4. I assume that was Black's only move. Otherwise, Rook C6 is good. Yeah. We just finished a scam train. We made it all the way to level 1. Yay. We crushed level 1. What does my phone say? Let's see. So if Rook D1, I play D3. And if Rook C6, Queen E7 is the best move. And then if you take, I take with the Rook, and then I attack the White King. So excellent winning chances for Hikaru. The engine didn't like Queen B5. That was my suggestion, and the engine said, no, no. A very human move wanting to go here. But D4 disrupts the plans. Will the D-pawn queen? 50-50. It'll either queen or it won't. Yeah. I think the engine wanted Rook D1, so the D-pawn could never, ever, ever, ever move. But, you know, Dubov wanted to go here. Makes sense. All right, Hikaru with a very close to winning position. Clearly much better. Extra pawn. And Dubov has a huge time disadvantage also. Yeah, but thinking's not your strong suit. You shouldn't be thinking. You should leave that to the adults. Also, don't forget to take your medication. Otherwise, things could work out badly. The clock is broken. They're not playing on chess.com, so the clock is just an estimate of the time. So I wouldn't call it broken. That's just, you know, the clock's just showing you something that's close to the time. The commentary in the chess.com chat is, leftists are hungry for power. Dubov low on time, too. I saw something hilarious on Twitter today. Mm-hmm. This guy did a screenshot of text messages he was getting. And the guy's like, I'm going to kill you, and I'm going to go into your house and murder your family. And the guy said something like, you know, don't do that. And he said, you know, you're the worst person ever, and so forth. He didn't know the guy. Then his last thing to the guy was, the guy who was getting threatened, he said, you know you're not going to do any of that, so just stop. And the other guy said, oh, okay, sorry, have a nice day. You know you're not going to do any of that. Hey, he showed that guy. All right, so D4, ED4, Queen D4. And Black up a pawn, although that pawn doesn't look super dangerous. Normally, I would say 50-50 draw and win. But the problem is Hikaru has a lot of time and Dubov does not. The other problem is this isn't really a Dubov kind of position. Just like a pawn down and worse. He prefers, you know, mixing it up. So he wants to win his pawn back at the cost of getting checkmated. So, for example, Black can play Queen E4, threatening Rook D1. Don't really have time to take this pawn. So you could also just check and take on A2 and be a pawn up anyway. I think with the time situation, it's much more likely Hikaru wins than draw. If the time situation was reversed, okay. Yeah, normally Hikaru's not, I mean, Dubov's not, you know, 5 minutes behind the clock. That's not how he rolls. Yeah. Yeah, Dubov's not playing so fast. Yeah, Queen E4 I like. So Rook C1's the only move. The other move is resigns. That's not a move. So there is no other move. If he plays any other move, the game's going to end in one or two moves. If he plays here, the game will never end. Very embarrassing for Dubov. He has to go here, then go back. Terrible. So the simple move is Rook D6, defending the pawn, stopping Rook C6. The queen's defending here. He could also play Queen F3, inching ever closer. That's not a move that I like. I'm not a fan of that. Queen E6 defends the pawn and puts pressure on this pawn, but I like the queen on E4. Okay, he played Queen F3. I was a fan of Rook D6. So if he takes it, we can check and check and check and take, and our queen defends our F pawn. So there's no perpetual check for white, and then the pawn just pushes and should be winning. If he plays Queen B6. Okay, he played Queen B1, and now black can start pushing his queenside pawns if he wishes. A4, for example. Obviously, with black having an extra pawn and a safer king and a better queen, and the time advantage is ridiculous, he should win the game. Dubov's not going to lose on time, but, it's a 10-second increment. Let's see. Proto-Humanist subscribed and didn't give a speech. Yay. All right, he put it in H4. It's added?
Well, I need to type it.
Oh.
It takes a few minutes to
Yeah. Karen's putting a Dubov on. All right, white's playing the brilliant at Queen B1, Queen A1, etc. Mainly etc. He might lose on parsley. That comment was very sage, hangs mate in 1. Very sage. All right. H5. Yeah, this is no fun for white. Normally you like to have fun, but this is no fun. Now he can play rook here, threatening this. Queen takes B6. Rook takes A2. Or he could just chill. That's what he's doing. Now Dubov should play Queen E4. And trade queens. Threatens the queen, and it threatens A4. And try to draw the pawn down rook and pawn ending, which seems like it's probably lost. Queen B4, and the engine says rook D1 resigns. Yeah, there's never any perpetual for white because black can play Queen D5. And Hikaru did play rook D1. Yeah, if you play king here, I can check and go here. And if you play king H2, I can play queen C2, forking the two pawns. So both king moves have their disadvantages. This walks into this fork, and this walks into this fork. So he'll play queen C2, and that should win the game. With the pass, okay, he did, but the moves are coming quickly. Queen C2, queen takes B6, queen takes A2. Queen defends this pawn. This pawn's moving. This king is safe. White's only chance is to start going insane by playing like G4, H5, and trying to open the king up. But that probably doesn't work. Right. So now queen E6 or queen B3 and push the A pawn. And again, white has to just sacrifice all his pawns and play for some checks. Yeah, it's hard to do that when the guy puts his queen nearby. Now after queen A1, he'll play queen B3. He'll play queen B3 here probably. Yeah, and then Hikaru's going to push his pawn, and Dubov's going to play G4 and H5 and go insane because there's nothing else to do. So fairly smooth victory for Hikaru in the first game. He was slightly worse out of the opening. Dubov played really badly. I'd say Dubov made like 4 errors in a span of like 8 moves. And then Hikaru got the wrap it up button. Hikaru used his time wisely. Dubov played too slowly. And, Papa John's and so forth. And he resigned here because G4's hanging and queen. Yeah. That's right. We have special guest star Herb. That's right. He's coming with Rosemary. All right. And Dubov resigned. Hikaru's up 1-0. And as per usual, Dubov never has any draws. Rawr. What's that? Yeah. He'll get him next time. Dubov outclassed that game. That is correct. Yeah, many mistakes. So I'm thinking Hikaru played in the high 90s and Dubov probably played in the high 80s. So let's analyze. Let's see what it says. That's the time we analyze the game. This analysis can be shared, but my mom told me never to share. All right, Hikaru played 97.6, and Dubov played 87.7. So I was correct. Dubov made 8 inaccuracies and 3 mistakes. Hikaru made 0 mistakes and 3 inaccuracies. That's better. Yeah. And also, Hikaru made 28 best moves to 22. So much better play by Hikaru than Dubov that game. Yeah, 87 is bad for Dubov. That's right. In the under 1400 section, he get like 4 out of 7 in my tournament, playing like that. That's right. You assume Hikaru won in this position? That's a good assumption. That's right. Yeah. What's the format for the finals? It's the same format as every other quarter of the semis. They play a match today, they play a match tomorrow, 4-game match. Do you have a letterbox account? Never heard of it. You're starting to think Hikaru's good? Wait till the next game. Yeah. Oh yeah, my mom, she's calling to say hi. Yeah. I play 70% on a slow game. Boo, not elite enough for my stream. Boo. Who won the match? The first game was won by Hikaru. There's 1,000 games to go. And my chair resigned. My chair said it gives up. My 1,200 opponent played 99.5. That's correct. Very suspicious. He played D4 and you didn't move. 732 viewers. Hikaru's up 1-0. And Hikaru has black in the next game. Also, he has white. I meant to say white and I said black. Very suspicious. I'm always betting on black, so I'm very confused. Yeah, that wasn't the way Dubov normally plays. He tried to play like a controlled game where he's slightly better, then clearly better than winning. And after he was slightly better, he made several mistakes and was worse right away. Some of his mistakes were weird, like knight c6, losing a pawn. Yeah. When's the next round? Whenever they start it. Nobody knows. All right, let's see. Live chess. Get in a 1-minute game before they start. Yay, I won. That's better than the alternative. I don't have it on live chess? Oh, I have this game, sorry. I did have it on the right thing. I just had another game open. That was weird. Always sack the exchange. It's my stream. I have to. This guy's too good. Yay, I drew. Alright, they're still not playing. 1 mistake, 0 blunders. Dang. And I still couldn't win. I was losing. Darn. Terrible. Who's this guy? He's a GM from Cuba? Juan Carlos Obregon Rivera. Good name. Damn. There's a GM lower rated than me? That's crazy. When's the next game? Whenever somebody accepts. Right now is the next game. What's this? Soviet Russia? Yeah. Yay. I played fast and quickly. 1 mistake, 0 blunders. Good, good. And they still don't have the next game up yet. But it's probably going to start soon. So we'll get ready for that. I defeated Capablanca. My rating went up. That was good. I think I got 3.5 out of 4. That's some percentage I can't understand. Let's see. I'm not a sub, and I'm not watching any ad. Good, good. If you captured the king, stalemate. Nigel's right. Ugh. All right, Naka won the first game with black. The second game should be starting shortly. It possibly already started, but it's not in live chess yet. Also possible. You guys got to see me play some 1 minute, so that was good. Good for you guys. This is the only event going on this week. So I'll be here Monday and Tuesday, and if it's tied at 1, Wednesday. And then Saturday's the next big event. St. Louis Chess Club is having another all Super GM event starting June 6th, and that goes for, I don't know, 10 days, some amount of time. Oops, I got rid of the wrong game. I'm smart. All right, Dubov plays the losing Philidor again. And he hasn't lost with it yet, I don't think. He just does well with it. Are you shocked? Karen's not surprised in the least. The format for the next St. Louis tourney, nobody knows. I won't play in Title Tuesday because I'll be doing commentary on this. Come on, $1 million, big money, no whammy, stop. $9.99, dominate the 1 minute. Hooray. All right, so he plays takes. It's another Philidor. Most of the super GMs prefer G3, Bishop, G2, which gives white an advantage. Karu plays more aggressively. They should follow the Morphy Barnes game. That's right. Dubov could have played F5. Rawr. Actually, it was Barnes Morphy, but yeah, who's counting? That's good space.
It's a very diva-ish move. I don't mean to be that way.
I believe you. All right, it's Dubov. Everybody Dubov tonight. We got Naka and then Dubov somewhere. I probably have to refresh. I always have to refresh. Let's see. Let's refresh. Get some Dubov in there. There we go. It's Dubov. That's right. You can Dubov tonight if you want to. You can leave Naka behind because your friends don't Dubov, and if they don't Dubov, there's no friends of mine. Oh, man, this chair is so far down. It's getting low. To the windows, to the walls, to the sweat off my Perrier bottle. Down, skeet. All right, C6. Good. I mean, I would play Bishop B3. Could also move your A pawn. Played Rook E1. Yeah, Philidor is pretty bad opening, but somehow Dubov keeps doing it and not losing. That's impressive. Chat's pretty good as usual, except for one thing. The only thing worse than the chat is if it's like Monka S and Monka W. It's not even clear that that's worse. Man. Go Hess. Hess puts the Hess in chess. So yeah, the Philidor is pretty passive and gives black a pretty crappy position. And then he just sort of hangs around. He's got alligator blood. And eventually white blunders and black wins. That's the idea. It's like the Alekhine. Same thing. Just play bad on purpose, get a bad position, passive, and then chill, and then the guy goes crazy and loses. Too passive. I'm on the train. I'm going back home. All right. Do they speak English in Twitch? They do not. All right, Hikaru playing for a nice solid advantage with more space. Black hasn't developed his pieces yet. So far, the match is all Nakamura. On the other hand, Carlsen beat Naka 3-0, then lost. So what are you going to do? Naka's ahead 1-0. He won with Black. It was a smooth victory. Smooth. Somebody asked Dubov why his name was spelled so strangely, the Daniel. And he said when many years ago he was on Wheel of Fortune and he bought too many eyes. So they had to give him a couple. Strange. It's the world's saddest bishop. That is correct. Yeah, white just has everything. More space, more development, better control of the center, more active pieces. It's a very poor position for black. Well, Wheel of Fortune times are now. You can watch Wheel of Fortune now. Pat Sajak and Vanna White are 1 million years old, but they still do it. Naka can move his queen. He can play f3, boo, h3, put it in h. All moves are good. All moves give white the advantage. Even bishop f1. Go bishop f1. Vanna White was in Playboy before you were born. The commentators move the pieces around here. This is sort of boring. Black wants to trade all the pieces off and probably put a knight on e5 and a bishop on f6. If he can't achieve that, he'll play rook e8, bishop f8. You know, he'd like to play like knight here and bishop here. Even then, this pawn's weak. Blade Runner is great. Vanna White hates knife f5. It's true. Why does nobody play the Vienna? We saw a Vienna in this tournament like, I don't know, 3 or 4 days ago. But yeah, nobody plays the Vienna is correct. Mainly it's fashion. Yeah. What time is it? It's time for a next move. Okay, knight b3 was played. That's a bit passive. Now the engine wants Dubov to trade everything off. Knight takes and bishop e6. Knight b3 is a strange move because the knight's really good on d4. So I don't get that move. That's weird. I mean, knight's really good on d4. And a lot of Sicilians where white has the same kind of position, although black has an e-pawn instead of a c-pawn. Black wants to force white to play knight b3 because the knight on d4 is so strong. So that move was inferior, I would say. Yeah, I think you guys are too early to understand knight b3. I think knight b3 is just passive and not good. All right, Dubov played knight e6. That's a move I don't like because it blocks the bishop. So I don't like the way either player is playing this game. That move I like. Keeping the pressure here. It's funny, I think Naka's trying to play really simple position and Dubov's trying to play really weird position. So that explains knight b3, knight e6, just style-wise. You know, Naka's a lot older than Dubov, so try and use experience and strategical understanding to beat the combativeness of Dubov. Boo either player? Sure, why not? Boo earns. That's right. If Dubov was a better player, he would just go here. Yeah. Yeah, it's a very poor position for black. E5 is good. Is this FIDE rated game? Games on the internet are not FIDE rated. So no. I think FIDE ratings matter anymore anyway. The world's over. This is just the last bastion of the human mind. Play chess on the internet until there's no more Earth. Gotta do something. You can either watch TV and see the riots or watch my stream and have a laugh riot. Either way. Earth was overrated. Other planets obviously better. Or as they call it on Rick and Morty, E-Arth. Can you watch both? Sure, Bruiser Web. Sure. That's right. Father's Day is soon. It's June. Today's the first day of June. Adriano for MVP subscribed. Good, good. The more you subscribe, the more subscribers I have. I did watch Rick and Morty Final while Karen was asleep. So she probably heard it, but didn't know she was hearing it. It was her favorite episode. 2,441 subs. Hooray. Go subs. COVID. Is there any legal way to become a GM in 2020? Sure. Is my chess center safe from the rabble? It is. We're locked up tight. I'm not a grandpa as far as I know. You got school on Thursday. Ridiculous. Man, Dubov's position is bad and he should feel bad. That's good Zoidberg analysis. Yeah, Dubov's playing really slowly today. Normally he plays extremely quickly. And he's playing positional and passive and solid. It's not Dubov's day. Yeah, stop playing bad. Play better. Ask Ken when you are all opening up. We don't know when we're opening up. When we know, you'll know. I'm sure we'll be open in 2021. But when, I don't know. Is this Dubov's first final? No, I think Dubov a year or two ago was the World Rapid Champion when they used to play on real chessboards. Yeah. How do they prevent players from using engines? Well, they look at their games and they're like, terrible, so they're not using an engine. If I visit your club, no, our club's not open. You can stand outside and we'll call the police, but that's about it. And hopefully the police will beat you to death. Hopefully. We don't want you to be like a vegetable, because that's terrible. If they do beat you to where you're a vegetable, but you're still alive, and I'm hungry, you better watch it, because as a vegan, I can eat vegetables. Yeah, nobody's allowed in our club ever. You're bad and you should feel bad. Yeah, exactly. Do you think 2021 is going to happen? 50-50. It'll either happen or it won't. It might happen without the Earth being here, but it'll still happen. Yeah. No, you can't come into our chess center. You can stay outside. We'll have to call Ice Cube if people come and stay outside. He'll have to use his AK. It won't be a good day. One of my typical questions on my stream for you noobs is who do you like more, Ice Cube or Ice-T? And they're both in the news lately, so that's good. I saw a funny commercial today. There's this really dumb thing for dumb people called what's it called? Car something. It's like you get your car repaired and it's a service you pay for and they repair your car and car something, I don't know. Anyway, Ice-T's doing the commercial and he's like, I got a lot of cars, so I can't afford the repairs, so I get this service. And I'm like, you can't afford the repairs? What? You're worth like 40. Car Shield, yeah. Man, if you thought XQC's chat was stupid, look at the commercials for Car Shield. Then you'll see Ice-T's like, man, I got this service because what if my car breaks down? How am I going to pay the repairs? And I was like, what? So that was funny. All right, you're banned, and your children's children. I didn't ban them right. How come my mods never ban anybody? All right, let's see. Banned. All right. Somebody. Car repairs are for dumb people. Ugh. Vegan Grandmaster. Dubov's plan that is correct, is to flag himself. Ice-T said, I can't afford car repairs, so I have Car Shield, and now I'm good. You should get Car Shield too. And I was like, what? I don't think Ice-T has Car Shield. Ice-T's like, my chauffeur's caddy said that I should get Car Shield. And I was like, well, what's Car Shield? That's what he should have said. And then they offered me money to do this commercial. So I was like, all right. Oh, man. Yeah, when I need a car repair, I just buy a new car. That's what he should have said. Oh, man. Ice-T doing a Car Shield commercial is funny. I like when Shaq is yelling at people in the commercials, and Shaq is like, you don't have car insurance? Come on. You got to get this ridiculous car insurance that nobody would ever have. And they're like, all right, you're Shaq. I guess so. That's also funny. All right, so Dubov has been disconnected, and he's thinking too long. And Dubov is asleep. That's correct. That's right, Bonarici. Just 24 said they have to abort and resume. No. Yeah, I don't think Dubov's thinking 8 minutes. Yeah. Dubov taking a breather. That's right. It's time for Chess 24 to crash. Somebody said they have to abort the game and restart it from this position because obviously Dubov disconnected or something because it hasn't been a move in like 10 minutes. Oh, no. Yeah. Yeah, somebody watch the Chess 24 and tell me what's going on. Dubov literally disconnected, not figuratively. Damn. You can't expect Chess 24 to be able to show one game without a disconnection. That's really taxing their server. So, yeah. COVID. Dubov was teleported to downtown Minneapolis. Harsh. It's Dubov's internet. The Count's internet connection went down. No. That's right. That's right, Funk Doctor. When my servers crash, I can't afford the repairs. So I have internet, what's it called? Car what? I already forgot what it was called. I have Internet Shield. My internet goes down, I can't afford to repair it. Then they come out and pretend to repair it. Dubov went to the bathroom to cheat just like I used to do in exams. Very good. A guy that I knew before you were born, he knew a guy who I never met. and he had to get to a university exam. He wasn't going to make it, so he called in a bomb threat to the building, and they evacuated the building, and then he showed up on time. Very suspicious. What's funny is it says the Dubov won instead of, Nakamura won. Now I'm confused as to who got kicked out. All right, I don't know what's going on. Can somebody watch what are they saying on Hess and, Naka and Botez and Svidler and Grishuk and Gustafsson? What's happening?
Okay. On the Chess 24 stream, they're not showing the game now, they're just all talking, so I
Oh,
don't
yeah.
know what's going on.
Yeah.
I have to listen to know what they're saying. There's nothing going on.
Who was the co-pilot in the movie Airplane? Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Roger. That's right. Tanya Sachev is talking. No. Fiddler's playing Hearthstone. That's right. Hess is talking about Ninja Turtles. Who's funnier, Shaq or Kareem? Kareem's not funny. Shaq is. Question is, who was taller? Kareem was taller at his peak, but probably Shaq is taller now. It was Roger Murdoch. They're talking nonsense. We talk about nonsense all the time. Have I heard of the wooden shield? We have a wooden shield. It's my barely a GM. It has a shield behind it, see? Magnus hacked Hikaru's internet. That is correct. Yay, go find gold. All right, everybody in the chat's going crazy. 852 viewer dues. Everyone's unhappy. Now, is it me? It could be me. Does Chess 24 go down a lot more than, Lee Chess and Chess.com and so forth? I mean, this happens every round. Ridiculous. Peter Lako's too serious. He is pretty serious. That was a really complicated joke. Did you see what Kangaroo 55 wrote? Kangaroo 55 wrote a really good joke. He said, when you eat a lot of spicy food, you can lose your taste. I was in India last summer, and I was listening to a lot of Phil Collins. That's pretty funny.
Okay, I think they've resumed.
Yep. We got it here. Takes. Now, if Hikaru didn't want to trade queens, he could play queen e2 here, because he can still take the e-pawn later. But he played this, that's fine. Yeah, and this is obviously very unpleasant for black, because he's got, these pieces are shallow and pedantic. They are playing impossible. I lost my taste, so I started listening to Phil Collins. That's good. Well, we have two boring games so far where Dubov is getting outplayed. I don't know if the time is correct here. Doesn't seem like Hikaru should have 7 minutes to 13, but what do I know? Yeah, I don't know if Dubov's up in time or the times are wrong. Wrong.
The time still says 7 to 13 on the Chess 24 website.
Terrible. Time is correct. Boo. Stop playing so slow, Hikaru. Rawr. Time is equal at 7 minutes. Wrong. Good chat. Where's the magic in this game? That's correct. This game is not exciting. I think it's backwards. Hikaru's old and he should feel old. Yeah. That's funny. This guy said on Chess 24 the clocks have different times. They're reversed, with Hikaru having a big time advantage. But on chess.com, Dubov has the big time advantage.
It's true that on the our group out of Chess 24.
Yeah.
It's reversed.
Boo. Man, Hikaru's got a lot of pieces in the center here. His rooks are in the center. It's the most solid thing I've ever seen. Yeah, they got the times reversed on chess.com, confusing the audience. Different time zone, that's why. That's right. That's right. Only these clocks matter, even though they're playing on a different server. That's right.
Yeah, and Hess has the wrong time, too.
Yeah, we're just copying from the same place. Yeah.
I didn't know if a refresh that works. Just to see. His was different and you needed to refresh. But his
Mm-hmm. I can refresh too and still have the wrong times. Let's do that.
Mhm.
Yes, I did it. Probably have to tell him in Slack, but you know.
Yeah.
Ask Karen where my mug is, sad face. You mean like your picture of your face, that kind of mug?
I owe some emails about merge. I don't know.
It's, you know, it's COVID. They're putting COVID in your mug so that when you get it, then you won't really need the mug anymore. So you should be good.
Yeah, I apologize.
Yeah.
I owe emails.
They've resumed the game, but Chess 24 commentators don't know. Well, that's good. I bought the mug from you. Yeah, I know who you bought the mug from. You didn't buy it from us. You just gave us the money. Then we went to Italy, and it was great. So thanks. Yeah, it gets shipped by another company that is having COVID. So I don't know. They're busy putting COVID in your mug, as I said.
Wait, they're not making black mugs right now, so I have to either refund him or he has to get a white one.
All right. She said you can get a white mug from your black or get a refund because they don't make the black mugs anymore.
No,
Not enough COVID.
That's not true. It's temporarily because of COVID.
COVID.
So they might make the black mug.
Right. They might make black mugs later if the COVID ever ends, which it won't. You know, but it might make it later. They're out of stock. They got Vishwa nothing. He's back. I want a brown mug. Well, white mug it is. He says he wants a white mug.
Okay. Did he email me?
I don't know, probably. I don't care what the color is, just need the mug. Oh, now you're in trouble. You don't care what the color is. DMerc37. If you email Karen, she'll get back to you. If you didn't, then your children's children. Jim R202207 gifted a tier 1 sub. Out of stock. COVID. The important thing is Hikaru's clock is running and it's not his turn. All mugs matter. The mugs were selling too well. You were supposed to be on your honeymoon in Italy right about now? Damn, Jim. Damn it, Jim. You're not a doctor. You're a honeymooner. Everything being traded, chess.com isn't up to date. Aw. There we go. I switched the game so that we're up to date. Man, there's a lot of pieces on the E file. $92 instead of $94? Wow. I guess Hikaru wants to play knight here and win this pawn.
They can't fix the clocks for this game.
Yeah. Yeah, the engine does not like 92. It wants to play 94. 94, too obvious. 92, too super GME. So basically the clocks are in reverse and they can't fix them. That's right. Barely 800 viewers. Subs are discontinued due to COVID. That's right. DMerc37 subscribed, in case you were wondering. What was I wondering? What? Time is fixed on Hikaru's stream, but not here. Boo, boo. Subs are actually discontinued. Nothing I say is true. It's all jokes. 2,435 subs. Boo, boo, not enough subs. That's right. Amon Hambleton Shaft knows the answer. Where does clock go? That's what I want to know. Where's his clock? What's for lunch today? That's a good question. Food, I guess.
Yeah, the clock is fixed now in the Hess stream.
Man, everybody's clock is fixed but mine.
I'll ask him why it's fixed over there.
Yeah. I can leave the game and then come back and see if that does it. Nope. Whenever I'm in live chess, the clock is wrong. Doesn't matter what I do. Do you know any Finnish players from the past? Well, Heikki Westerinen's the famous Finnish grandmaster. He's still alive. So there you go.
I just asked him myself.
This reminds me of the game I lost to Joel Benjamin in the U.S. Open 1993. It was the only game I lost in the tournament. I tied for second with 7.5 out of 9. I drew Kaidanov, lost to Benjamin, and won my other 7 games. But yeah, this reminds me of the game I lost to Benjamin. I had the black pieces. I lost in like 7.5 hours. That was the most fun I ever had. Never play F3. Yep. Yeah, those were bad memories, losing that game. Boo. I got a good pairing in the last round. Black against Mikhail Zlatnikov. Yeah, I had to pick him up at 3:30 27 years ago because I took him to school. No, white's better. This pawn's weak. Should be a draw, but I ended up losing my game. That's correct. Do you like No Spain? I've heard of Spain. Yeah, I like what I've heard. Yeah. 777 viewers. Good, good. So white has more time and our clocks are wrong. And Zoidberg said our clocks are bad and they should feel bad.
Yeah, Hess is, he switched the clocks himself in OBS, so that's probably not worth it. It will take 2 minutes, so it's kind of worth it.
Yeah. Yeah, basically the clocks are the opposite. Hikaru has 12 minutes and Dubov has 2. White's better because this pawn's weak, but it should be a draw. Flip the boards to fix it. That's almost funny. Almost. If I got that insurance shield, then that's right, then I have the good clocks. The shield would fix it. Darn. E4 is a strange move because after knight here, white wins a pawn. So, I mean, Dubov could have just played knight d7. It's a strange move, e4. Huh. I should have gotten clock shield. I knew it. 100 centitudes. Except for one thing. That's right. All right, so Hikaru's been slightly or clearly better the whole game. And then he's still slightly or clearly better. That's right. I mean, Dubov doesn't want to lose all of his pawns. E4 was a really bad move. He should have just played knight d7 here, defended, stops knight c5, defends the pawn. Yeah, now he can't afford to lose both of these, so he has to just lose his e-pawn. Like if he had taken on f3, I can trade rooks and then just take all these pawns, and then I've passed a pawn. So he has to play b5, but now he's just down a pawn. For some reason, Hikaru didn't trade here and then take this. That was a weird decision, just letting him take the a-pawn. Yeah, the engine thinks I can take this and survive, but Hikaru doesn't agree. I must say I don't agree either. I think this just loses for black. So, yeah, I think he has to play rook d8 or rook b8. And white's a pawn up with pawns on both sides of the board, so he should win. Yeah. It's Chess Bra. Hey, Chess Bra. Somebody give out a shout out to Chess Bra with, like, you know, exclam so or whatever. Somebody did that already. Bruja Web did it. No, but Dubov's doing well this game because he's keeping his non-draw streak alive. See, that's important that he loses. If he draws, it's terrible. Yeah, no, these times are reversed. Naka has tons of time. What's wrong with double Ds? Absolutely nothing. Oh, you mean Dubov? Well, he's not playing well today. Dubious Dubov, that is correct. I mean, he might still draw, but I would assume that white should win with good technique. $200 centidues. Yay. Go Chess Bras. Go Proto-Humanist. Hikaru 2 good. I thought Dubov was 3 good. I mean, it could still be a draw. Hikaru did play f3, so, you know. The final is, you know, 4-game matches every day. If it's 2-2, there's an Armageddon game. This is game 2. Hikaru's up 1-0. Papa John's. Hikaru 5 good and 5 head. That's right. The clocks are wrong here. They're the reverse and the inverse. So Hikaru actually has a big time advantage. Yeah, so far Hikaru's outplaying Dubov both games. Although, to be fair, Dubov did play the Philidor. So, you know, so relax.
Sometimes occasionally I'll get a gift sub and I'm not even on the channel. So
Good, good. It's Dubov and Naka together at last. Why is Dubov taking so long? Exactly. Play faster. Nuts and gum together at last. That's right. I'm 18 to 49. Everybody listens to me. You wasted your time doing everything. The names aren't reversed. These are the right names. Just the clocks are the reversed. Yay, 777 viewers again. Hooray. No one likes the Philidor. It's a shame they named the opening after him. That's right. This isn't like Barnes Morphe. This is different. It's an interesting reference from Honky Blood. Confusing the audience. Keep me hydrated. That's right. Everybody's moving their king up, but white's still up a pawn with pawns on both sides of the board. That's right, and he flipped it in reverse the times. That's correct. Confusing the hip-hop community. Nepomniachtchi's live. He's not dead. Rick and Morty season finale. Mwah! Formidable. It's Sven Beingold. E5, that was a good move. Yeah. He's up a pawn. E4 was quite bad from Dubov. He should have played knight d7. It's June 1st. The clocks are reversed. When it's white's move, black's clock is running and they're upside down. Yeah. Entire season, very unusual. Do I want Pellegrino? Sure. I like all episodes. He played c3. Now he'll play r2 to d2 after playing c3 PO. Good, good. Just like the last Rick and Morty episode. Lots of Star Wars references. That is correct. Again, Dubov wants to get his king active. And black wins. Kakaru's Kappa blanking it up. Advance on the side you have the majority. Both sides are playing great. Hikaru has 8 minutes and change. Dubov has 30 seconds. Dubov's down a pawn. It's like 50-50 whether it's a win or a draw if the times were the same. But with Hikaru having a big time advantage, he's much more likely to win than have a draw. Wants to play rook e5 check. Doesn't want black's king walking in. Exactly. The Nazi snake episode. That's where they showed snake jazz. Snake jazz, Karen's favorite music. Have I watched the movie Chess Fever? I have. Do you know any good chess scenes in movies? Yes. All right, so they're playing reverse checkers. Dark squares for Naka, white squares for Dubov. Can't we all just get along? It's like Michael Jackson chess over here. The engine says this should be a draw because black has an active king and an active rook. But with the time situation as it is, I think it's more likely that white wins. Usually when there's pawns on both sides of the board and one side's ahead material, they win. I have the fever for more cowbell. The engine says, rook, here's the worst move ever. Dubov sees a check. Now it says f5 GG. It really hates this move. See, the thing is, if white's king was on d3 and black's king was on d5, black could play rook g2 and you can't defend the pawn. Now the pawn's defended, so white just is going to be up 2 pawns. So rook here check was incredibly bad. But he has no time on his clock. Yeah. If he just plays like rook g1, for example, and they get the same position, then he could play rook here and take this if white's rook goes astray. But now this pawn is defended, so now white just wins on the king side. Yeah, it wins this pawn, and the rook can't win this pawn. So rook here check was quite bad. All right, now it's time for the wrap it up button. Wrap that gavel up. Yeah, just rook here, Papa John's. Time is on Naka's side. Yeah, it's weird. Dubov played really quickly the whole tournament, and today he has big time advantages in both games. What's the prize for second place? I don't know. I don't know the prize for first place. Prizes are pretty good. Better than not winning. Yeah, probably Magnus was having tax trouble with the Norwegian authorities, so he probably made sure he didn't win more money. Smart move on his part. Set of steak knives. Is this a 3-day championship? It's 2 or 3 days, depending on, what happens. All right, so what happened here? Here, H4, H2, rawr. Naka sacks a pawn to get the winning rook ending. Yeah, this should be pretty easy. All right, so it'll be 2-0 for Nakamura. Dubov still doesn't have any draws. Yay, go Dubov with no draws. Only one move wins. Will he find it? What move? Well, you don't want black to go here or take this. You have to take. And then you put it in H. And then GG. It's the game G versus G. H5 does not win. Then B3 check, and black has good counterplay. Yeah, Hikaru will take. And then he'll do this. H9, H10, etc. Put it in H. Keep putting it in H. All right, he played A3, his only hope. Rook H4 is the only winning move. The problem with putting your king over here is I can take and push my pawn. And if your rook blocks, your king's really far away. So king here, make sure that you can't take, then B4 check wins. It's funny how that works. If you go here, so that when the rook blocks the pawn, your king can come, I can play B4. And if you go here, then my king gets there first. The truth hurts. But he's trying. Black tried and he failed miserably. The lesson is never try. It's not your toes, it's your feet. Stop misquoting French Connection. Boo, boo. Picking his toes in Poughkeepsie. Terrible. B4 was the only winning move. Because if you take and I take and my rook gets back, my king's quicker than yours. But B4 wins. Pass pawn to the right of him. Pass pawn. Now only H6 wins. And he played it. Now only King B1 wins. Always play King B1. Hikaru's played the only winning move 4 moves in a row. Good, good. Although King B1 was pretty easy, I think. Now every move wins, but H7 wins the most. What noise annoys an oyster? H7 annoys an oyster most. Rook H1 wins, H7 wins, and B5 check wins. They all win. Confusing Hikaru. All the moves win, so he's confused. That's right. He's wrapping that gavel up. Hikaru's confused. Every move wins. Good play by Dubov. First, Dubov tried to make Hikaru find the only move that wins. So when he did, he made all moves win, confusing his opponent. Isn't Rook G1 a threat? Yeah, after you push and then rook g1, I play here and I win. Yay. Because if we both queen, then I checkmate you. I don't know, I sort of like rook h1. That stops the check, and then you can, do this. b5 check also good. Every move wins. Rook h1 setting up the next game. Mate in 143. h7, the quickest mate. Yay, everybody makes a queen. Hooray. He's a little runaway. All right, and he resigned because my queen stops your queen. The interesting line for the spectators would have been a2, then queen, and then queen. That's what you guys wanted to see. So there's a lot of mates. The quickest mate is queen e8. That's the quickest. Then there's one legal move, and then mate. If you don't like that mate, that's okay. We have more. Queen check. The only legal move is here. Queen here. There's two legal moves. Actually, that's not legal. I was close. And then mate. All right. So instead of doing that, he played rook check, and then he resigned because if I queen, I'm defending a1. And so forth. Yeah. All right, that's not Hikaru's time. That's Dubov's time. All right, so Hikaru's up 2-0. Third game will happen eventually, maybe. And then if Hikaru wins or draws the third game, there is no fourth game. Because that's the way it works. All right, let's get some 1 minute in. Hikaru's up 2-0. He's doing a Magnus. Yay, it's me. Go, Ben. Stop checkmating me. What'd I ever do to you? It's that stuff I did to him. Yay, I win. One mistake, one blunder. I earned the win. Hooray. Fen Beingold subscribed. Hooray. Yeah, my rating is going up because I'm playing people my own rating. Uh-oh. This can't be good. Still theory. Go, Ben. Yay, Pam gifted 2 subs. Yeah, this is much better than the Nakamura-Dubov match. Thanks for the subs. Sack all my pieces. He said change his name to One Regret. One Regret. Got to do what she should. Yay, one of my favorite noises. $9.99. Thanks, R.A. Kelly. You're the best R. Kelly I know. To be fair, though, I don't know the other R. Kelly. If I did, maybe I would change my mind. Probably not. Go, Ben, but stay there. I don't know. I don't like knight f5. All right, got to play something. No, my queen. Boo. Two bishops, what else? Nah, my rook's hanging there. Boo. Rook sacrifice was unsound. No. How could I lose to that guy? Let's see. How many mistakes? 4 mistakes, 3 blunders. That's why. Ah, it's checkmate. Help. No, stop checkmating me. It's not nice. Checkmate somebody else. This guy's so mean. Yay, I didn't lose on time. I tried to lose on time. Yay, merch. Let's see, 3 mistakes, 3 blunders. That's pretty good. Not too good. Man, I make a lot of blunders. And I downed a lot of donuts. Little chocolate donuts. The donuts of champions. He was a good sport. Naka has almost won the first round. I feel like banning you. Da 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 da. Feel like banning you. Feel like banning you, you idiot. It's aborted. All right. Just like that guy should have been instead of being born. All right. Back to whatever it is I was doing. All right. Dubov needs to win the next 2. He has the white pieces. It's an English. Or in Dubov's case, I guess it's English. Man. Still theory. Never play F6. Boo. All right. They play 100 moves of theory. $100,000 cars. Everybody's got them. And here we go. Let's see. I ban you. You ban me. You're the worst chat in history. Give a dog a bone. All right. Their ratings drop between games. Boo! They're back to 1,500. What do they mean? Hikaru defends his B pawn. Boo! Wild Rumpus gifted 2 subs. They're English GMs. That is correct. 1,500. They're 2 of the best. So Dubov needs to win the next 2 games. Again, this is sort of a boring, solid positional game. So I think Hikaru got what he wanted. Who's a better chess player? Well, Hikaru's 1,500, so that means he's about 900 points better than XQC. Bam! No scam trains detected. That is correct. Yeah, normally when you play F6 or F3, you don't want to take there and have this open file with the bishop not defended. But white has an isolated d-pawn. So pretty equal. Hey, their ratings got better because they made so many good moves. Looks like bishop here is forced. The other way is a5 and takes. Probably a5 anyway. Well, white's slightly better. White has c5. White has more space. Black is pretty passive. Let's see. Takes. Bishop f4. Yeah, the engine likes white. White's got that minority attack going. Yeah, if Dubov loses 3-0, then he's the favorite, just like Hikaru was last match. Very suspicious math, but that's the way it goes nowadays. It's 2020. I don't think Dubov's in his prep. I think he just decided to play more quickly this game. Chess is so exciting. Especially in the morning. Go Nakamura. I don't want to see a 4th game. I want to go take a nap. I mean, yay chess. That's what I meant. 2 bishops. What else? Both sides have the 2 bishops. But black played f6, so white's better. White has more space. He can attack these pawns. Black's king has an open diagonal. White's king is safe. White has these open files. Papa John's. Where are you yawning then? Rawr. There's a guy who gets the jokes, but not really. Da-da-da. Let's see. He's another nap. Bishop g4, that is correct. Giving the e5 square to white. Attacking the rook. The rook. The rook is under attack. Now, finally, Dubov has an advantage. It's a Dubov kind of position. A little bit strange, but not too strange. Just a little. Right?
Yeah.
Karen says yes.
I'm gonna walk down the family
Bam! Mm-hmm. Yeah, today should be over in about 20 minutes. Yay. Then go home, take a nap.
What's the score?
2-0 Nakapuki. Hopefully he doesn't lose and there's a fourth game. Oh, God. Oh. That would be the worst. Go Naka. Don't lose. Try to go home here. Do I like Kurosawa movies? Is that like an airplane skit where the kid's in the cockpit? Go Mubot. Tell them what to do. I mean, White's trying to force Black to move his kingside pawns up to weaken his king. So, I mean, g6 is pretty solid. So he'll probably play g6. He really does want the rook on e8 to protect the open e-file. There's going to be more games tomorrow. That is correct. They both have the two bishops. It's the new week, and it's a new month, so Adam Wallace's gift subs have gone away for the weekly subs. Now there's a big fight for first. Wild Rumpus is in first. It's the Larry 17. You can win something. That is good. Go, Ben. Why is Naka thinking? No thinking in chess. It's Grandmaster Stewart's birthday. Maybe it's not his birthday, but he's just saying if it was his birthday, this would be good. I'll probably order my crap, so then you can have, your stuff.
Okay.
What's that called? Basil rolls.
I'm gonna pass on this.
I'll give you extra basil rolls. What, you don't want basil rolls? You can save them for later.
I don't want to keep that.
But basil rolls. Let's see. Subway, sandwich. He played rook d8. He didn't play g3. He didn't want to weaken his king further. He decided to put pressure on the d pawn instead of defend the e file. Also a reasonable decision. I just ordered Papa John's and I blame this channel. That is correct. Hey, Dubov has a threat. Takes and takes. So Black can either take or put his bishop somewhere. The engine actually prefers bishop f8 to bishop f6. Obviously, play bishop f8. But the other reason is after bishop f6, I have bishop here. And I'm going to get my rook on the e-file, e5, and stay there. Yeah, so White has a very nice position here. Got the e-file. King is a little open. These pawns can be attacked. This rook is bad. I have more space. Finally, Dubov has more time. This is not Sub Sunday. Change the title. Yeah, somebody has to refresh Grandmaster Stewart. Refresh your stream. Grandmaster Stewart, it's the first time you've been on Twitch. Did you watch any of the something movies? No. d4 is attacked, but then you would lose your bishop, and worse, you'd lose your b pawn. So the answer was no. Yeah, it's the first time today those double Ds have looked good. Go Dubov. But don't win Dubov, because I want to go home and sleep. Terrible. Did you watch the stuff you didn't watch? A little bit. A little bit. Bishop a3 looks weird and interesting. No, it doesn't. Looks like the bishop's terrible on a3. You're bad and you should feel bad. Boo, boo. Dubious Dubov. Dubov's great this game. Every move perfect and instant. It's the engine Dubov showed up this game. It's the Dubov version. That's right. You're bad and your children's children. If the chat gets any worse, I'll send you to Michael Jackson's house. Breaking all Geneva conventions. Yeah, this is very unpleasant for black, which is also unpleasant for me because I have to do a fourth game. So 59,000 people, if you can call them people. Domino's fast, quick, delicious flavor Papa John's. I don't know about that. Huh? You order Domino's or Papa John's? Bishop f8. Go Hikaru. Always play Bishop f8. Good, good. Who's the most dangerous character of The Simpsons? Probably Maggie, right? Because she shot Mr. Burns. Yeah. According to that episode, when Mr. Burns said, arrest the baby, because baby shot Mr. Burns, the chief of police said, no, nobody would convict a baby. And then what did he say? Well, maybe Texas. Yeah. All right. So Bishop f8, always play Bishop f8. Then he played Bishop e5. That's a good bishop. And then b6. Solid. This move was recommended by Ashford and Simpson or Peaches and Herb, whichever is funnier. Karen just put a mask on, so I assume she's going to rob Bambinelli's. Got to assume something. Bake 'em away, toys. That's right, Kangaroo. Very good memory. Let's see. Twitch security quote. Oh, that show that I was telling you about on TBS at midnight, it's called Super Punch. So I'm going to go on Friday and record something with them. And then it's probably going to be on this Friday at midnight. I don't know. So if you watch TBS Friday night, midnight-ish, there's a show called Super Punch. And it should be featuring me, or I'll be one of them. I don't know. I don't think it takes them a week to edit. I think it's just the same day. Let's see. Friend request, enemy requests. Every email less important than the last. And they're all pretty unimportant. b6 is a good move. Now Hikaru's pretty solid. Still worse because that's a good bishop. God damn. That's annoying. You always want to put a piece in your opponent's territory and let it sit there, and they want to kick you out, as in, the Tiny Rick episode. That's how you analyze chess, by comparing it to Tiny Rick. Let me out. Let me out. This is not an outpost. I'm screaming for help. I'm begging for help, etc. Mainly, etc. Let's see. First day in a long day. What? Sing the entire score of the HMS Pinafore. Okay, I'll bring you to heaven before I bring you to hell. All right, so he took and surprised me with CB. The engine says all three captures are equally good. So he played that one. Now his rook is good, good. A pawn's a little weak, but good, good. So the engine wants to take and play queen a4. White has a passed pawn. White has a good bishop. Black has a weak backward pawn. But there's a lot of trading. So it's hard to win when there's no pieces on the board. Yeah. So white's clearly slightly better. Frankly, better. All right, time to order some vegan food. Hooray for Ben. Vegan food's the best. Better than all the rest. I guess I'll get that. Hooray. All right. I did all my important work. Can you make Papa John's vegan? Yeah. The Papa John's regular pizza is vegan. You have to get no cheese. The dough and crust are vegan. So you just get no cheese and whatever vegetables you want. I've gotten that, but the Papa John's pizza with no cheese isn't very good. If you want pizza with no cheese that's vegan, you should get it from California Pizza Kitchen. That actually tastes good. You get the California veggie with no cheese. A lot of places have vegan cheese. That would be preferable. Okay, so he played correctly. Takes queen a4. I mean, Dubov's played great this game. He's playing faster than Naka, and he has a slight advantage. Not a lot of winning chances because white, the pieces are all gone. So you just have to play forever and ever and win, and that's not. Dubov's good when it's really messy. For a messy position, this is pretty boring. I mean, this is more of a Ronaldo position than a Messi position. Yeah. Black's plan here is to Netflix and chill. This can't move, this can't move, and the material's equal. They've traded a lot. So the plan is just to chill. Queen's pretty good. Yeah. It's not easy for black to do anything. Make his king safer. G6 here, or maybe G6 and bishop G7. He's tripling up on the bubble up. Yeah, I mean, black's just going to sit here and say, you can't beat me. There's no plan for white. And then if he draws, he wins the match. So that's a good plan. And white has to find out a way to break black's defenses. It's hard to kick that queen out of d5. You can't play rook c5. If you try to play rook e5, your bishop has to move, and your d4 pawn is very weak. He can infiltrate on the c file. Rook c6, rook c1, rook c7, or rook c8. See, this is a good plan for white. Rook here, rook here, rook here. Take on a7, Papa John's. So that would be what white wants to do, is infiltrate on the c file. If he tries to infiltrate on the e file, it's more difficult to do because those squares are protected, and the bishop would have to move off of e5 where it doesn't want to move off of e5. So I think white's only hope is to do stuff on the c file and break his defenses that way. Some chance of winning for white. I mean, if we win this pawn's weak. We can attack on the 7th rank. My bishop's better than your bishop. So good winning chances for white. All right, good chat, good chat. Not too good. Remember, the more you donate and write your favorite player's name, the more they win. So when you give $99.99, if you write Hikaru or Dubov, they'll win. That's the way it works. You were thinking Arby's. Oh my God. Terrible. When am I going to play Hans? Whenever we play. Nobody knows. Why did you switch off YouTube comments? Why? I don't know why. Good question. Probably for the same reason you were banned. Always play f6. Boo. Rook c6. Good move, Dubov. Yeah, I mean, black's position's pretty passive. White's played excellently this game. b4, a4, b5, queen a4, rook c6, bishop g4 to h5. Very good play. Yeah. What else? How many games do they play? Well, if Nakamura wins or draws this game, today's over. Nakamura wins the first match. If Dubov wins this game, they play a fourth game. If Dubov wins the fourth game, they play an Armageddon. So they always play 3, 4, or 5 games. We never know until the games 3 and 4 are over. Then tomorrow they do the same thing again. And possibly on Wednesday if it's one match each. Okay, Hikaru thought if he did Vishwa nothing, he would eventually lose. So he decided to mix it up with f4. And Dubov says, a pawn, hooray, and the open g-file, rawr. Okay, the engine is not a fan of f4. It thinks it's a very bad move. Because probably white can use the g-file more than black. And white has another pawn now. So Dubov's well on his way to winning, which means I have to stay here another 45 minutes. Ugh. I mean, go Dubov or something. Hikaru couldn't stand it anymore. No. Yeah, exactly. What else is correct? No, stop watching me. I'm hideous. Period. Yeah, f4 was pretty bad. Now white's certainly winning. White's up material and has all the other advantages. Bishop d6. I mean, if you take this, white gets, past pawns and such. Rook e3 is the obvious move. Queen c4 is good. Rook c3 is ridiculous. It's not going to play that. He'll either play rook e3 or queen c4. See, this is the good Dubov. Dubov's playing quickly. I'm beautiful no matter what they say. Nothing can bring me down. And Karen is not a vegan. Man, Hikaru quadrupled up on the bubble up. He can play bishop f8, queen c4, or bishop e5. Guess he can play bishop b8, but that's weird. Could do it. This should be technically losing. White should win this game. Man, if I'm afraid to Dubov if he wins this game and wins the next game, what's going to happen on Hikaru's channel? It'll be more Monka, W than Atoms in the Universe. Terrible. Rook takes c4. That's the engine move. Cheater. Well, white's up a pawn. White moves his king up. This pawn's backward and weak. Now white's going to have passed pawn. Very bad position. He'll obviously take with the d pawn. Yeah, I mean, white's up a pawn with a passed pawn. And the 2-to-1 majority shallow and pedantic. So this should just be a technical win for white. That's not Dubov's strength, is his technique. Usually he's good at tricky positions. He has to decide whether to play rook here or rook here now. They're about the same. Why take with the d pawn? The d pawn was attacked. So he didn't want black to take it, so he took with the d pawn. Easy peasy. This move is cooler looking than this move, so I hope he plays here. This might be better, I don't know. Dubov wins by TKO. That is correct.
Still going on?
What?
Is the tournament still going on?
It is. Dubov's winning, unfortunately. Then we have to play a fourth game. Come on, Naka. Draw this endgame somehow. Ridiculous. I mean, you don't want to take this, because then black takes and attacks this pawn. Could win this pawn. Yeah, you want to, defend. What's the score? Naka's up 2-0. The Basil Rose arrived. All right, I'm logging off.
Well, it's good for the fans.
Boo, fans, boo. Dubov, obviously. Duboviously. That's pretty good. Never seen that word. It's Karen. Do Papa John's, obviously. Frankly. Why does Zakaru want to trade rooks? Well, he wants to win all of White's pawns. Doesn't necessarily want to trade rooks. Naka wants to trade pawns. If there's no pawns on the board, then he'll be doing good. Dubov's playing great this game. He's playing good moves, and he's playing really quickly. Also, it's unlikely to be a draw since Dubov never draws. Never saw a guy 2,700 feet and never draw. Yeah. It's like the opposite of Geary. Never draws. This tournament is today and tomorrow, or today, tomorrow, and Wednesday. The next tournament of this ilk is Saturday. St. Louis is doing another clutch tournament or something. But it's players from all over the world. For example, Wesley is playing Magnus in the first round. Okay, Karu played h5. Put it in h. Dubov needs to move his king up. And then he can promote his king. Good. Is rook e4 better than rook c1? I don't know. They're about the same. Go clutch. King g2, exclam. Do you know why old German women can spell and punctuate really well? Because they're grammar Nazis. Oh, snap. Kramnik, black is doing fine here. That is correct. King h7. I must admit I'm not a fan of whatever he's doing. I mean, he's running away from the pawn. It's not a good idea. Maybe chess isn't his game. I know. Let's have a spelling contest. Yeah, the engine doesn't like king h7. That is weird to move away from the e-pawn. If the e-pawn queens, then he'll feel bad about this move. Yeah. Why did it have to be German women? Why not Germans? Because of the word grammar, like your grandma, so it's a woman. God, you should donate more if you're going to question my jokes. Naka wants to play king g6, king f5 in his dreams. I'll get you where you can't protect them in their dreams. You'll be surprised what cartoon that is.
What?
I'll get your kids where you can't protect them in their dreams. It's Simpsons, and it's a Halloween episode. It's Groundskeeper Willie. They're making fun of, some scary movies, Friday the 13th or whatever. I don't know. Whatever. Yeah. Treehouse of Horror. That is correct. Hello. Why are you a vegan? What are all these questions? Why would a guy whose name is Baloney ask me why I'm a vegan? That question's baloney. If I consider modeling, I used to be a model. Willie was pretty ripped for a custodian, that's true. Maybe custodians are ripped, I don't know. Freddy Krueger, that's right. You want to get the shinning? Don't you mean the shine? Shh. You want to get sued? All right, he traded rooks. Now he's like, eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Which move wins quicker, do you know? I mean, I would play here, but the engine likes this move better. I just have no idea why. I would go here, towards the center. Yeah, king goes here, rook goes here, Papa John's. Yeah. All right, we're going to see a game 4, unfortunately. Grease me up, woman. Okie dokie. Dora Roberts, R.I.P. So rook c7 wins, rook c8 wins. This pawn's pretty strong. Yeah, Naka ran away from the passed pawn. That is a suspicious idea. Yeah, I can go rook here, queen. The king can't get anywhere near there. Yeah, strange play by Naka running away from the e-pawn. That pawn's dangerous. Anyway, these moves are like huge, +5, +6, +7, because this pawn's just too strong. My king is playing, your king's trapped. These pawns won queen for 900 moves. Oh, wait, hold on. I'm sorry, 899 moves. I had to recalculate. No, there's a 4th game. No. Yeah, tofu's good. I was eating tofu before you were born. Seth says white's +18. Man, the truth hurts. How do you decide not to defend the B pawn? You queen your E pawn. You don't make defensive moves like that in rook endgames. You make active moves. So your rook is doing something. If your rook is defending this pawn, then your rook isn't doing anything. You need your rook to do stuff. So rook B1 is not a move you would consider. You could play rook A1 attacking the pawn, rook C7 or C8 or king E4. Rook B1 is just like if you're a weak player. And you're like, oh, I defend a pawn. You never want to do that. You always have to have an active rook and a rook ending. Right, so Dubov's like, queen, rawr, I'm mad. Okay, king G6 is correct. Rook E1. Dubov has it all figured out. Yeah, this is a very easy way to win. That move the king up, and black doesn't have any counterplay. Rook E5 is winning. King E4 is winning. He'll play one of those two moves. E7. So he's figured out some really long, complicated winning sequence. So if I'm correct, and I am, Dubov believes if black takes this pawn and they trade rooks, the king and pawn ending is winning. That is correct. I really agree with that. Yeah, that's a very nice play by Dubov. Yeah, these pawns can't move past this pawn. This 3 beats this 2 easily with the king up. Yes, this is really nice what Dubov did. He took a long time and he figured out that this wins. Yeah, rook takes king here is a very easy win. Yeah, because these pawns can't move past this pawn. So that was very nice. Rook takes king F5. That was good. Dubov figured that out, making the win pretty easy. Very good. Well, that's good for Dubov. Bad for me. I mean, yay, Dubov. the important thing isn't whether Dubov wins or loses. The important thing is he doesn't draw. Dubov never draws. That's pretty impressive that you can be one of the world's best players and play the other people who are the world's best players and never draw and get a plus score. That's crazy like Fox News. Anybody can never draw. You guys would also never draw. You guys would get 0 out of a million. But he's not drawing. He's getting a plus score. That's pretty good. Okay, Nakamura resigned. That was very good technique. He gave Black no chance. That was nice. Yeah. That's right, yeah. If he went here, then, yeah. Very easy win. Yeah. Very good. All right, so that was game 3. We have a game 4. Yeah. Go Dubov. All right, no draws. Rawr. All right, let's play some 1 minute, lose some more rating points. I was losing rating points before you guys were born. All right, 2,200. Naka resigned, that is correct. Always retreat. This guy's not as bad as he plays. He plays pretty badly, but he's not that bad. It's hard to explain using, math or whatever. Something. What? What's happening? What world am I in? I was in the world of my opponent giving everything away. 0 mistakes, 1 blunder, 1 missed win. Boo, boo. Terrible. All right, so we have no draws in this match. Naka won the first 2, and Dubov won the 3rd game. We're awaiting the start of the 4th game. Papa John's. Boo, F3, boo. Still theory. No, my queen. Oh, I can take that. Yay. Yay, my queen. 2 bishops, what else? What else? What else? Hooray! I'm the greatest. 2 mistakes, 0 blunders, Papa John's. That's why he sacked the exchange. That is correct. Is French defense called French defense because Labourdonnais played it? The French defense is called the French defense because there was a telex match between London and Paris before everybody was born, and the team from Paris played E46 with black, so they called it the French defense. I have spoken. Activate my king. Roar. King here might be going too far, so I don't want to activate it that much. Rook here check is annoying. Alright, always sack the exchange. My position's not great. It's good, but not great. Oops, I meant to go here. Well, luckily it didn't matter. Boo! I didn't lose on time. That was good. All right, they're still not playing. 5 mistakes, 1 blunder. Boo! Boo! Go, Ben. Go, etc. Go like a pro. Papa John's. I don't know. Here. Something. Always sack the exchange. Yay, I'm the best. 3 mistakes, 2 blunders. Maybe I'm not the best. I don't know. The last round still hasn't started yet. Boo, boo. Naka never thanked me, so that was a big mistake on his part. Terrible. All right, the more you donate between rounds, the more money we have. Let's see. 12 minutes. Never play f6. The food's already on its way. Terrible. It's not knight f5. It's knife f5. Yeah, rook takes. So many good moves. Hooray for Ben. It was like Morphe Amateur. 4 mistakes, 4 blunders. Jesus Christ. All right, we're still waiting for the next Dubov game with Naka. Naka's up 2-1. We don't have the game yet. We're waiting. Also, etc. Go Nightbot. I can play Nightbot. Wow. Should I buy Simon Williams' course on attacking chess? Yes, you should. Buy it. What's my opinion of the wooden shield? I'll give you my opinion. There's my opinion. Yay. Go shield.
Did they get banned fasting?
What happened?
What was your opinion?
I showed them the wooden shield for barely a GM.
Oh.
All right, they started. Okay, Naka needs a draw and or a win, and he wins the match today. Dubov, the opposite. The players' ratings keep getting recombobulated. Naka's white. It's a Sicilian. Always retreat. All right, so black is about equal. Time's about equal. Naka's playing very safe, trying to get a very tiny advantage with small losing chances. Should you buy Chess Bra merch? Yes. You should support all the streamers, especially us. The other games won. Naka won again, then Dubov won. That was a very concise recap. I wonder if the guy's going to ring the doorbell and scare Holden. I hope so. What Sicilian variant is this? It's the Rossalimo Moscow variation. Bishop b5 on move 3. The most equal of openings. Who wins if Nightbot plays Moobot? I'm going to say your mother. What's the difference between mistakes and blunders? Blunders are worse. Like, for example, when you stub your toe in the dark, that's a mistake. When you run over your parents and brother, that's a blunder. You agree?
Was just not balanced.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry.
I was explaining the difference between mistakes and blunders. What if they had it coming? Then it's not a mistake or a blunder. Then it's premeditated. Didn't get notification on Discord, so thought you weren't streaming. Well, I stream all of these games. I've been doing it for weeks. Your mother. Uh-oh, then he made 2 blunders yesterday. That's right. That's a good one. Now, why does that judge hate you? Well, I sort of ran over his dog and replaced sorta with repeatedly and replaced dog with son. All right, white is tiny little better. Very little better. He's so little better that he's not better. That's how little it is. I make a lot of blunders. Yay. That's right, Born in Oz. Very good. I don't know what chess.com puts as a blunder, mistake, and inaccuracy. It doesn't mean anything. All right. Naka's going to have to try hard to lose this, but trying is the first step to failure. Very equal position. Getting pregnant during COVID is a blunder. That's why I'm not getting pregnant. Yeah. Sess says the opposite. Sess doesn't know how to play chess. Sess just does random numbers stuff. Stockfish also thinks black is better, but it's not true. It's the most equal of positions. Also, there's not really better or worse. It's either winning, losing, or drawing. It's been a draw since the game started. So, yeah. If you play 99 best moves, but a bitch ain't won, hit me. Where you play 99% accuracy. I don't know. I don't know how chess.com programs their nonsense. All I know is it's equal. Naka has the potential of playing knife f5, so that's good. And Dubov has the potential of playing bishop f8. So both sides have their advantages, if you see what I'm saying. Normally, this pawn structure favors black, because black has a center pawn. As former world junior champion Ilya Gurevich once told me, how come your chat hasn't heard of me? No, that's not what he said. He said 4 and 2 is better than 3 and 3. Luckily, he was right. He was fortuitous, not 3-3-itous. If Naka loses, he'll try to use great vengeance and furious anger in the Armageddon game. What's worse? This is a question for Karen. Losing the Armageddon game, or watching the movie Armageddon from start to finish. God damn. Because that takes a long time. The other one just takes a few minutes. Right? Which is more disappointing.
For who?
Right, exactly. Like if you did it.
Losing the chess game.
You sure? But you have to watch Armageddon, the whole movie. God. Whenever I give Karen these scenarios, Karen always cheats and says, well, I wouldn't watch the movie. I would be like on my phone. I'm like, you can't do that. You got to watch. I can't say, would you rather do this or this, and say I wouldn't do the other one. That doesn't make any sense. You have to just watch the movie and then critique it when it's over. Like, wow, this is worse than playing an Armageddon game. That would be your critique. All right. Commercials, it's an 11-hour movie. That's right. Can you mute the Aerosmith songs? No, you have to watch the movie. You can't just be like, I don't like that, so I'm going to not do it. No draws. Now, let me ask you a technical question. If Dubov wins this game and they go to Armageddon and the Armageddon game is a draw, which means black wins, is that a draw or is that black winning? Then Dubov has no draws. You see what I'm saying? Good. Yeah. I've watched Armageddon at least 4 times. I still hate it. Nice. Man, Tombstone's a great movie trying to learn. You're banned and your children's children for 3 months. It's a win by drawing. What are you guys, Geary over here? Geary says like it's a draw by winning. Yeah. That's a great movie. Watch it again trying to learn. Have somebody explain the movie to you.
Which movie is it?
He didn't like Tombstone. He's seen it before. He saw it again and didn't like it.
Oh.
Boo, boo. That is correct.
But I like Westerns.
Also correct. All right, nothing's happening. Nothing's happening. This is good for Dubov. They're making fun of Hikaru's name again on chess.com. All right, then they took it away. What? Chess.com keeps doing that. I don't know who's doing that. Which one of the top 10 players is best at trash talking? Probably Geary's first and Magnus is second. Would you agree with that? No.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds right. Oh, yeah, that's right. Output Coupler, you're reading Karen's mind. He wrote, it's the scene in the river. It's a creek, not a river. Where Kurt Russell screams, no, is pretty cheesy, but the wrestling movie's pretty good. No, that's right, yeah. You ever seen anything like that? I've never even heard anything like that.
Never stop laughing.
Yeah. Dubov is the Messi of chess.
Great, though.
No. That's right. Go Kurt Russell. Etc. Where is he? Down by the creek, walking on water. Who's the top 10 at best at throwing tables? I guess Bobby Knight would be first, and then maybe Ivanchuk, etc. All right, so Naka's playing very solid as usual. Yeah, this is pretty boring position. Naka should be... I think both sides are happy with the position they got because the game's going to go on and on and on, so Dubov could outplay him and win. And it's really equal, so Naka's like, yay, I win the match. So I think both people are pretty happy. Yeah. So boring. We need a hype train. Gowrie is right. The hype trains have been pretty bad today, Gowrie. Pretty bad. Larry David didn't show up. They were too bad. Is Ivanchuk a genius? Sure, why not? Yeah, 100 centidues from Kif. Kif is the character who least wanted Snoo Snoo. I mean, he really can't get killed by Snoo Snoo because he doesn't have any bones. So I don't see what the problem is. Yeah. I don't know if I saw the last season of Curb. Like, I couldn't watch it for free. So I'm not sure if I saw season 10. You mean the restaurant episode? You mean the restaurant scene where they're all, like, swearing or something? Yeah, I saw that. 200 centidues from Dimebag. People of the world, join in. Join the Dimebag. He's supported by a system of fluid-filled bladders. That's right. Who's better here? It's completely equal. Nobody's better. I think most grandmasters would rather have black here because they like the 4-2 pawn structure better than 3-3 because black has a center pawn and white doesn't. And white has some holes on the queen side. And, you know, Dubov's 24, so he could fill those holes. So maybe, you know. Yeah, I think Gia's want to have black here. Yeah. Let's see. Which position do you prefer? I don't know. Black has the wheelbarrow attack. I don't know. Times are exactly the same. I'd rather be ahead 2-1 in the match, so Naka's position is preferable. Is there another match tomorrow? There is. Tomorrow has 1 M and 2 Rs, not 2 Ms and 1 R. Somebody donate 100 cents to see if the train is going. I'm not sure. Black is tiny little better. Very tiny. Why is 4-2 better than 3-3? Well, you have a center pawn. White has no center pawns. And Ilya Gurevich said so. 100 centidues from Mepex. Output coupler gifted a sub. Knight F1. God damn. I haven't seen anything that passive since Karen and me on our first date. God damn, Karen was passive. Man. Yeah, Karen and I used to date, and she was very passive. Then we got married, so she went to passive-aggressive. Then she started playing 1 minute. Now she's aggressive. That's the 3 stages of Karen. Passive, passive-aggressive, aggressive. Man, Karen's eating those fries in aggressive fashion. Yeah. Rawr. She's never been so mad. My food's just sitting outside getting rained on. So. What? All right, so now black is better because not only does black have the better pawn structure, but black has a bishop. So it's better to have black here. But, you know, I mean, he's trading all the pieces, so he's happy. That's right, bishop f8. I thought she would get basil rolls. She said she wanted basil rolls. I don't know. Born in Oz, 500 centidues. She'll be like, can I have one of your basil rolls when we get home? And then, like, it'll be murder-suicide. Yeah, terrible. Right, sweetie? Karen agrees. Yeah. Can you play some CSGO with me, man? What? If I want to see a stranger, I'm going to use a high-powered telescope. Come on. Go train. we've made it like to the near the end of level 1, so it's already better than usual. So that's good. I'm going to be so mad if Hikaru loses. I could have gone home after 3 games. Now I got to go to Armageddon? Oh, my God. Yeah, White's queenside majority is shallow and pedantic. That's nothing. That's the problem. The engine does say bishop f8's the best move. And pawn f8. XX Skyke K Spike subscribed with Twitch Prime. It's free for him. I'm already home. I'm not home. Boo. Boo. Level 1 complete. Good. He played rookie d8. Naka wants to trade more. More. There are no more trades, Naka, and there never will be. More. Man, trying to learn is correct. Also, ping pong and pool. Karen and I have a ping pong table and pool table in our basement because, I'm a grandmaster. And before I was there, we had it because she knew that I was a grandmaster. Yeah, she's like, oh, grandmaster. Yeah. Waiting for night sacks. God damn. Hikaru's like, I don't want to play an Armageddon game. Rawr. I checkmate you. You checkmate me. The engine says trade rooks, bishop f8, Papa John's. Always play bishop f8. The 2 best moves are rook takes, then bishop f8, and then bishop f8. Very good. All right, can we get to level 3? Is it possible? I think the answer is fries. Thanks, Mepex, for the gifted sub. The goggles, they do nothing. One of the funniest scenes of The Simpsons is there's an actor named Rainier Wolfcastle. It's supposed to be Schwarzenegger. Mm-hmm. So he's supposed to be a superhero. And he's radioactive, man. So his catchphrase is up and atom, like atoms. But he can't speak English because he's Schwarzenegger. So he has a dialogue coach, and they're practicing the line, and he says, up and at them. And he says, up and at 'em, up and at them, up and at 'em, up and at them. And then the guy says, better. He says better, even though it's exactly the same. Up and at them. Oh, man. SM Rosny subscribed. The goggles, they do nothing. 1,000 centidues. God damn. From bishop f1, always play bishop f1. I don't know. Something. Man, look at Hikaru putting it in H. I like the way Hikaru plays knight f1, like tricking him like he's playing passive, then bam, gotcha, Dubov. Man. If he wins this game against Dubov, I'm going to change gotcha Vidit to gotcha Dubov. Man. Dubov, of course, would rather lose this game than draw, because Dubov doesn't like draws. Confusing Geary. Knight's pretty good. Yeah, look at all the good squares it has. I mean, this is just like cheapness. White's going to pretend to make a threat, and if Dubov sees it, White's just worse. I mean, Black's got c4 and a4. This pawn majority is worse than the 2 pawns. Black has the d5 square. Black has the bishop. I mean, Black's just better here. But if Naka gets to do some crazy tricks, then he's not, then, takes, queen takes. He doesn't want to take it with a rook and trade rooks. Naka doesn't want to trade anything. Naka wants to pretend he's attacking. And if White doesn't defend, if Black doesn't defend properly, for example, after like knight c4 or knight here, we could sack our knight here and play queen g4 and pretend to make threats. So the engine plays bishop f8. Always play bishop f8. Not for Brian Prophet, gifted a sub. Are you Brian Prophet from Canada? 399 centidues. Mepex is off the hook with the scam train. Naka doesn't want to eat, he wants to hunt. That is correct. 941 viewers ado. Is Naka working on his knight moves? Look at this attack. It might even work. If only Dubov knew my rules. Always play bishop f8. Bishop f8, queen e7, Papa John's. No, you should always play for a win. Always play your chess. Exclam followage? Wow. I think exclam stats is what you want, Gowrie. Exclam stats. I know Gowrie's not talking to me. Have I tried Chicago deep dish? I was eating Chicago deep dish before you were born. Terrible. You're talking to me? I guess you're talking to me. There's not anybody else here. He doesn't even know that movie, right? You talking to me?
Does you know it?
Gowrie doesn't know that movie.
He might know it.
Gowrie's like 12 years old. Come on. Bus driver, that's funny. No. Gowrie, explain how you don't know the movie Taxi Driver. You've never heard it, don't know who's in it, don't know what year it is, and don't know what I'm talking about. Admit it. Admit it on the stream. Uber Driver. It's a new movie. That's right. Yeah. I like on Family Guy when they went to the taxis, it's just skeletons sitting in the car because they haven't had an affair in years. Yeah. Taxi Driver is a highly acclaimed movie by Robert De Niro. That looks like a copy and paste job. Is a highly acclaimed movie. Come on. But I haven't seen it. Yeah. With Andy Kaufman. What? You're mixing up Taxi and Taxi Driver. You ignorant American. All right. He played knight d5. Now Naka's going to go queen g4 with subtle threats. Yeah. My favorite line in Taxi Driver is Peter Boyle is talking to Robert De Niro. And they're at some like coffee shop, where the cab drivers hang out, having fries. And Peter Boyle goes on and on and on, like this philosophy, like lunatic nonsense philosophy. He goes, roar, and he says all this nonsense. And when he's done, Robert De Niro says, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. And Peter Boyle says, what do you want? I'm a cab driver. I don't have like a PhD in philosophy. I'm a cab driver. But that's good. He's like, what do you want? Oh man, Peter Boyle got him good. Peter Boyle was the dad in Everybody Loves Raymond. And he's also Frankenstein's monster in Young Frankenstein. Now you know who he is. All right, Naka threatens mate. If Dubov doesn't see it or mouse slips, then Naka wins. All right, we got 5 seconds. We need 100 centidues, or we're going to die at 96%. Can someone give 100 centidues to go to level 4? 100 centidues. You did it. Yay. Hooray for everybody with like 4 seconds left. Yay. He can play bishop f8 or bishop f6. They're both equal. Bishop g5 is playable. Knight takes g7 is better for white according to the engine. King takes, and then, h4 and so forth. That's pretty tricky. I don't think Naka wants tricky. I think Naka wants draw and go to the final. But he might want tricky. He is Naka. Naka's torn. This is the Natalie Imbruglia version of Naka, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Karen says yes. Hasu Magic subscribe. Go cab driver. Has my Twitch channel been growing recently? No, I'm just happy to see it. Did you like that? This guy said Peter Boyle was Frank Costanza in Cheers. Very good. That's a funny joke. Taxi Driver's the movie with Jimmy Fallon. Boo. Yeah, the train is going slow. Yeah. Dubov is against bishop f8. Boo. Boobov. Boo. You didn't get that joke? Damn. Harsh. Taxi Driver is a fun film for the whole family or a first date. My favorite scene is when Robert De Niro walks into Ben Feingold's stream and says, this isn't where I parked my cab. But it is. Not a real wizard's not as funny as he looks. Or maybe he's funnier. Naka's looking at this forever. Whenever there's a long think and there's a crazy move you can play, that's what they're looking at. I think Naka's going to play h4 because that's the way they play chess nowadays. They play h4. Dubov is trying to entice Naka with knight g7 and play crazy. Dubov has to win. See, if Wesley was playing black or Geary, the game would have already been a draw. But some guys want to win when they're down 2-1 because, yeah. Exactly. What's the worst film you've ever seen? Probably Tommy Boy. Although actually probably worse. Like Tommy Boy, I watched most of it, and I was really mad watching the movie. I was furious. There were 2 movies I couldn't watch. I was like getting sick. I had to stop them and not watch them. One was what's the Jack Black movie? Tenacious D and the Pick of Destiny. You have to watch that and see how long you can watch it before you like just start throwing things.
Which one?
Tenacious D and the Pick of Destiny. Man, would you not like that? God damn.
What is it?
It's a movie. I couldn't watch it. It was too terrible. I like had to stop watching it. It's one of Stuart Rachel's top 10 movies of the year. It's Jack Black and then some other idiot. Okay. And then the other movie I couldn't watch, I had to stop it. Now the crowd's going to get mad. Is Top Gun. I couldn't watch Top Gun. It's too terrible. I couldn't do it. I couldn't watch it.
That's not good.
You've seen it?
Yeah.
I was watching it on TV and I couldn't watch it. I had to turn it off. Like I couldn't watch it. It was impossible. It was too terrible. Yeah. Go Back to Russia is correct. Yeah. So those movies are both just terrible. Yeah. Just terrible movies. Yeah. Tommy Boy, I could actually watch and be like, wow, this is just terrible. Tenacious D and Top Gun, I couldn't watch. So I don't know. Yeah. Tenacious D is not meant for sober people. You can't watch Tommy Boy if you're over the age of 12. I don't think I would have liked Tommy Boy when I was 12. Maybe like 6. Okay, so he did play H4 as I predicted. Bishop F6 is... Knight F6 is also possible. Again, the position's about equal. And Naka could have played Knight takes G7, right? Then King G7 is a move. Probably the best move. Knight F6 is a move also. F5 is a move. Now the engine says F5 is the best move and it wants to play this sacrifice. Now Naka doesn't want any of this. Naka doesn't want a position where he could lose, because then he'd lose. The engine says this is good for white, but there's too many moves here for black that he has to look at, so he just played the safe move H4, putting it in H. Yeah. Primal Fear is a great movie. Did you see Primal Fear?
No, who's in that?
That's with Edward Norton. That's a great movie. You'd like that movie. You probably saw it and don't remember. It was too good.
No.
Yeah, you'd like Primal Fear. I have spoken. Yeah, Primal Fear is great. Yeah, this guy said it's amazing. That is correct. Yeah. All right, so Knight D3 was played. What did I do? Ellsworth subscribed. I used to live in Ellsworth. Level 5 without a pass. Okay, he played Knight D3. That is correct. Wants to play Knight F4 and take everything. Queen E7 is a move. The engine says Rook C4 is probably even better. Now it says Queen E7 is better. Knight B4. Naka's like, if I trade everything, it'll be a draw, and I win the match. That is correct. Let's see, Rounders. Rounders is the best poker movie. Let's discuss in the chat. I'll name a poker movie that's as good, but you guys haven't seen it because you're too young. So if you're over the age of 50 and you've seen both movies, tell me which one you like better. If you're under 50, you haven't seen the movie or heard of it. It's The Cincinnati Kid. I wouldn't call The Sting a poker movie. Yeah. Yeah, Hangs Mate in 1, Cincinnati Kid. That was a great movie, Cincinnati Kid. Yeah. Pink Floyd's The Wall. I saw a little of it. Yeah. Die Hard 4. Rounders is way better? No, you're 22. Obviously, like, Rounders better. You're 22 years old. You don't even know what 5-card stud is. Yeah. Rounders is a good movie. Probably Cincinnati Kid's better. Yeah. Cincinnati Kid does not have exaggerated Russian accents. That is correct. They don't have those fake Versace suits and shit either. That's hard to say. I tried to say it before. What a great actor. Ed Norton. He said that fake Versace suits and shit. That's hard to say. Man, no wonder he's a great actor. Oh, Primal Fear. We have to see Primal Fear.
Okay.
Yeah. That's why Ed Norton's famous. That's why. 400 centidues. Yeah. Pink Floyd, Dark Side of Your Mom. That's pretty good. That was good. Yeah, Steve McQueen. Yeah. Does The Sting count as a poker movie? No, The Sting's not a poker movie. There's poker being played in the movie like for 5 minutes. That's not a poker movie. Man, Steve McQueen made a lot of movies. Now, you guys in the chat know there's a British director named Steve McQueen who's not Steve McQueen. Also, the British guy's alive. Let's see. You left the order at the front door. Be safe. Delivery completed. I have to be safe? What if I don't want to be safe? Don't tell me what to do. All right. Yay. The hype train is done. All right. Let's go back to whatever this game is about. He took on b4. That is correct. A takes b4. That is correct. g6. That's legal. Knight f6 is good. Queen f6 is good. g3 is good. Man, this is hard to lose for white. So Naka's doing a good job. He can't promise to try to lose, but he can try to lose. I don't know how Dubov's going to win this. And in fact, I did get a text from Naka during the game, and they said, this isn't Naka. This is, like, I'm using Naka's phone. And I said, do you think Dubov's going to win this game? And the guy said he's a daisy if he does. So, G5. Go Dubov. Playing for a loss. I mean, Dubov never draws, so I think it's more likely he'll lose than anything else. Naka might try to come in on the back door. So, you know. Yeah, Naka might backdoor him. Bam. I mean, he's 24 and cute, so I wouldn't blame Naka. Right? You agree, right?
I'm not sure about it.
All right, King G2. And then Naka wants to come in the front way. I don't know. It seems a little risky. Bam. All right, so it's about equal. Black needs to win or the match is over. Very suspicious. Yeah, Naka's telling Dubov he's all talk at a badge. 3 cent-to-dos. Do I think Ali Raz will become the next world champion? No. Ed Norton on the Honeymooners. That is correct. Go Art Carney. I still never seen this movie. My mom says I have to see with Art Carney. What movie do I have to see with Art Carney? My mom tells me every time I visit her. It's like him and a dog or him and a cat. Yeah. Somebody in the chat has to know. It's probably the 70s, might be the 60s. Let's see. Anybody? No. Oh, Harry and Tonto. Yeah, my mom says you have to see Harry and Tonto. And then she does this, and it turns out it's Wes. Bean the cat got it. She's like, that's a great movie, rawr, etc. All right, mainly etc. All right, G4, Queen E3. It's the boring world of Niels Bohr. I mean, Naka could win if Dubov gets his king exposed, but I don't see how Dubov wins. I don't see how Dubov has a winning plan. I don't know. Yeah, this is pretty good for Naka. More time, draw odds, etc. How old's my mom? Your mom. I don't know, 76. My mom's not very old. 76, right? 44. Yeah, 76. She turned 76 a couple months ago. They've never heard of 76-year-olds on Twitch, even though everybody running for president's older than that. Rawr. Chris Duffy subscribed. Hooray. I mean, that's being generous calling them people. I don't even call you guys people. All right, Naka has a threat. Checkmate. And if they trade queens, it's the deadest of draws. Yeah, this game's gonna be a draw. I don't think Dubov's gonna lose on purpose. I mean, he knows he has to win, but it's hard to lose on purpose. So, yeah. Queen e4 was played. Well, I know what Naka's thinking. He's thinking, good, good. That's what he's thinking. Rook a1, rook e2, rook takes, rook b6, rook c2, rook takes, rook g5 check, Papa John's. Yep. Yes, isn't winning for black. So Naka's going to win the match today. I don't know if he's going to win or draw. The engine says it's all zeros. So I guess when black plays rook b3, it's just completely drawn. Okay, and they agreed to a draw. I mean, white's a pawn up for nothing, but after rook b3, this rook has to stay on the 4th rank. This king moving over this way seems like it loses this pawn, and these pawns could move forward. So, the engine doesn't even say white's better. Damn. Harsh. All right, so the game ended in a draw. It was pretty equal throughout. Pretty equal. If either side had an advantage, it was like 0.1. That's one of the few draws Dubov has in this event. Naka wins 2.5, 1.5. Tomorrow they play at the same time. I'll be back later today. I have to make some more videos. Then I'll stream probably like 9 p.m. tonight, like 8 hours. I'll eat, take a nap, make videos, stream, Papa John's. All right, the game ended in a draw. Naka won the match today. I'll see you guys tonight around 9 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 10 o'clock, sometime, I don't know. All right, see you guys later. Bye.